What is up, fellow benchwarmers? Welcome to another episode of Fantasy Benchwarmers. We are back, Commish and I. My name is JJT, Commish Eric here. We today will be talking about the one of our popular episodes last year was the first two rounds combo, right? Which players match or fits well with your first round pick, right? Given the second round options that you have. Interestingly, the second round this year is kind of a blur, right? No clear-cut second round guys. Even the rankings, you are not even sure if they're really second round guys or we are speculating that they could be second round guys. So this would be interesting. Komish,
Yes.
people
Hi, guys.
want this. People want to know this. Who are the best combinations when it comes to the first two picks? And usually that's crucial for a lot of managers because that's the foundation of your team. That's going to be the foundation of your team.
Okay, so let's start right away with Jokic, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jokic
he's number one.
Jokic is easily, paired with anyone. Pretty much.
You can pair Jokic with anyone. Yeah, I agree. I guess for me, the best guy available would be the way I go about it. But maybe guys that I consider, there's Fred VanVleet.
Yeah.
At that position, especially in 14 teams, because in 14 teams at 28, I think VanVleet is usually the best available at that point. But in a 12-team league, you still have more options, and a guy like Siakam or Sabonis to solidify your picks there. But that will put you to the punt blocks area. But that would be solid. Give yourself solid points, rebounds. Good with Siakam, good free throws for your bigs. So that's a good base or core for your team.
Yeah, but pretty much anyone is easily paired with Jokic just because of his triple-double threat. So if you want to go the small man's big guy stats of the rebounding, the blocks, you can go there. Or the route of
Or a point guard.
Yeah, or a point guard wherein you focus on the assists, the threes, the points.
Usually it's FVV or Garland. In a 14 team, in 14 team. I usually look at those two.
Or Butler. I think Butler's still there.
Butler, yeah. That's also solid.
Those are the players. All right. Who else? Let's go by ranks.
Yeah.
Are we going by ranks or by usual?
Go by ranks.
All right.
You can go by ranks.
Joel Embiid.
Okay. Embiid usually gets picked third, no?
Third, fourth. Usually that's where he is.
I see Embiid, the partner that I like with Embiid, this guy like Siakam again. I think that could be solidifying your bigs, or Bam. If Bam somehow in a 12-team league and you get Embiid third or second, maybe 23rd, Bam will be there. There are a lot of times I see Bam there, so I like Bam as a partner with Embiid. I see people going point guard with Embiid, but I'd rather try to get a big to partner with him and really help with big man stats right away.
Because that's where Embiid is strong, like the rebounding, the field goal, the free throws is good, but the small man stats, the small guy stats, he doesn't really have much. The assists, the steals.
If you have Gobert still available there, I like that also.
Yeah.
I mean, Embiid 1.5 blocks last year, 1.1 steal. Then you add Gobert's 2 point something blocks, 11 rebounds for Gobert, maybe 11 or 12 for Gobert. Embiid 11 rebounds. So that's a good combo to start. You'll be really strong in those categories if you pair those two.
Plus, you don't really necessarily need to punt free throw because the volume of Embiid's free throws could somehow offset that one of Gobert. So later on, in later picks, you can still get solid free throw shooters later on.
Maybe, but it's okay also to punt.
It's okay to punt if that's what's available. Because sometimes we don't want the punt free throw, but the ones available would force us to do so. So you just still have to adapt there. Uh, so yeah, more on the big man stats for Embiid. Number three, Yanis, I guess
Well,
a
with
little
Giannis,
close to Embiid.
yeah. But more punting in the sense that you can go Gobert. That's a perfect combo. Giannis Gobert. But Giannis Morant, Giannis Ja Morant is also okay for me. I think Ja's free throws are not that high.
But do
But
you think Josh should go that high here?
that would be, I mean, 14, I'm talking 14 team in this
Yeah,
case.
14 teams, so that's probably the what 25th,
Yeah,
24th.
20. Well, I'm assuming Yanis got picked second or third, that we 27 or 26. Just right. I mean, imagine Yanis and Ja together. The points be solid, of course. The assists with Ja, that would be, the counting stats would be good if you pair them together. But just giving another option. But mostly, I think Yanis and Gobert are the perfect combo. Yanis and Bam, it's a perfect combo. I think those players are the best for Yanis.
Giannis in a guard, not a good fit.
Um, it's okay, but again,
Giannis
I'm
DeJounte, for example. I know he
Yanis
doesn't
Dejounte.
go too far. I know DeJounte doesn't go that far, but
Yeah.
sometimes he does. I mean, in the Locked On Fantasy Bowl, he went third round, I think. So, uh,
Yeah, that's why I didn't consider players I think are not gonna be there. I don't think DeJounte is gonna be there. I'm just looking at some of the guys here, like in
Van
that
Vliet,
range.
Van Vliet.
No, I don't like Van Vliet Yanis. I mean, Van Vliet's really a poor field goal shooter, and you pair him with Yanis, who's really good field goal percentages. Yeah, you would say, well, we can balance them out, but that's not a good way to start your draft. Like, the strengths already of your first round pick is being offset by the second round pick, and the strengths of the second round pick is not really complementing the first round pick. So I don't like Van Vliet there.
Uh,
Right away.
all right. So that's Giannis, and who's the fourth one? KD.
KD,
Yep.
yeah.
KD is pretty much same like Jokic, I guess.
KD, yeah. KD, you can go anywhere because he's
No, but can you
very.
go with a player who doesn't shoot well, free throw wise?
Mm,
You go.
maybe not, but I won't say it's that bad for KD, because he helps in different categories. So the second round strengths of the second round pick can help any which way, because he's a balanced player. That's the word. He's a very balanced player. So you can go anyway, but any direction. But I think since he's a balanced player, you also want to get a player who really is also balanced in a way.
Yeah.
So actually, the perfect combo there would be Jimmy Butler, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very risky, KD Butler. So I won't recommend that. So I would say KD Cade Cunningham, KD maybe Garland or Van Vliet. That I think those are good players to pair him. If not, go big. I think KD and Siakam is also a good combo.
Yeah. KD Sabonis
Yeah, that's also solid. I think if the bonus falls to you,
or
I think
KD Paul
that's good.
George.
If Paul George there, I mean Paul George is the best. That's the best option. I just don't think.
Just in case, I mean, we
Yeah,
can see
yeah,
KD sometimes drop to fifth or sixth
yeah. Maybe, yeah, yeah.
at worst. I think that's the farthest that KD has gone, sixth pick. So I think Paul George can still be available in the
I
second
didn't
round.
I didn't think of it that way, but yeah, if he's available, Paul George is the best I think for KD.
Yeah. After KD, Luca. Well,
Okay,
Luca is the other controversy. We've seen some comments about Luca not being should not be a first rounder. But like we said, he's always a popular first round player. So let's go. Luca has always been there in the top five.
Ja. I will go Luka Ja. I don't care.
Luca
I
Ja,
mean,
Luca Gobert,
yeah,
go
Luka
the
Ja,
punt
Luka
free
Gobert.
throw
I
route.
went Luka Bam. in one of my, but that was a 16 team one. So
I
that's
think for
kind of
Luca, it's also kind of easy to pair him with somebody, anyone, anyone, right?
yeah,
There seems to be no mismatch when it comes to Luca.
true,
Uh,
true. Yeah.
anyone can be paired with him. Uh,
But but I think if we're gonna give them advice about who's the best ones there, Ja is really number one in my opinion. That's really gonna be fun. And then after that, you go big. You go big after that. You don't care about free throws anymore. Your assists are solid. Your counting stats are solid. Then you go bigs. I think he's the best option. But if not, you said Gobert. I agree. Bam, even Sabonis. Those are the guys I consider because with Luca, you can say I know JJT is not a big punt guy, but you have to punt when you have Luca. I think you have to punt something free
yeah.
throw. So that's why I go there with those
Uh,
players.
all right. Number 6 is James Harden.
Mm, James Harden is also balanced. So I see you can pair him. I paired him with Cade in our draft, as you know, but that was a
I
14 team
also
one.
have that type of pairing.
Yeah, I like that. I like the Harden Cade combo. I mean, the stats are almost similar. Lesser for Cade at the moment, but points, rebounds, assists, solid free throws, steals for Harden. I think Cade is gonna improve this year. Similar stats that's really gonna help you right away.
Yeah.
So I like Cade. I like Cade. But Cade is a
But
little low, 31. So you might even him in the third round if you're in a
no,
12
he's not getting there. He's not getting 31.
yeah,
I
but
doubt he's
if
gonna
you're in a
get there.
12 team league, there's a chance you can get him in the third round.
Although in fairness, in one league I had him at the third round. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. But another thing I want to ask is, you know, Harden pretty much has a similar stat set with Jokic, right? But unlike
Mm.
Jokic, you'd probably lean towards the guard route, right? The guard stats route more than the big guy route. Am I right? I
Yeah, because
mean,
they have similar stat set, but their field goals are a big difference. Harden's field goal is nowhere near Jokic. So at that point, you probably would want a guard also.
yeah.
That that that's the reason why. With
Plus the
Jokic, you might think
assist,
twice.
plus the
Yeah, that's
assist,
it.
of course, and the rebounding is not as good as Jokic rebounding.
Yeah.
But again, it's not like when you. The only advantage of Harden is that even if you go that guard route, it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna punt that rebound category because he can rebound. He can
Mm-hmm.
rebound. So pairing him up with someone who also a guard who can also rebound might help. Like maybe the Dejountes. Who else are there? Or the maybe the Anthony Edwards. Is that a good pairing?
For Harden,
Yeah. Other
I
than
like
Cade.
Edwards. I like Edwards, but yeah, if you can get Edwards, I think that's a good pairing also.
Yeah.
Harden Edwards, Harden Van Vliet, that's also a good pairing.
Another popular pairing is the Harden Kyrie. We haven't really talked about Kyrie, but he's all over the place there in the second round.
If you can get Kyrie with Harden, yeah, sure. I mean,
But
that's
is
good.
that's good pairing or is that a risky pairing?
It's risky. It's risky, but I feel like Kyrie's risky any which way you look at it. Harden is not
True.
more risky than some other of the like Steph or Embiid or KD. So at this point, if you're gonna get Kyrie, you're just really gonna risk. That's how it is. So I
Yeah.
think Harden Kyrie, that's a good combo.
Now, you mentioned Steph, so we move to the number 7th guy here in the rank, Steph Curry. We talked about him in length last season because of how difficult it is to build around a player like Steph because of his elite scoring, and we tend to forget, right, that the scoring is elite, the 3 pointers are elite. So what's the perfect combo? The assists are not as high, as not as good. That's the challenge with Steph. He's a guard, but the assists are not as good as some of the guys here in the list.
I like Paul George for Steph. I think you can get that combo in some situations. If you can't get it, last year, I know our favorite was Steph and Gobert. Remember?
Because of
Uh,
Joao. Joao was trying to fool us and influence
yeah.
us.
And I still believe that's a good pairing. But this year, if we get Steph, I think you get someone and get Gobert. In a 12 team, especially, might be there in the third round. Might. I'm not saying it. Definitely gonna be there. So in a 12 teamer, I see Steph, Paul George as really number one, and then again, maybe a guard to complement him. If not, I see the same people. I see Siakam, I see Van Vliet. I think they're good combo for him.
Yeah.
Rest that.
Sabonis. We haven't really mentioned Sabonis as much, but he's going there in the second round.
Yeah,
And usually in the mid to early second round. Uh, so yeah, those guys could be good pairings for Steph. But the build for Steph though, is it, if you pair him with Gobert, what are you trying to get in the middle rounds?
if you pair him with Gobert, you're basically not punting anything. You're saying I'm not punting. I'm gonna compete, right? Because that's what it means.
Mm-hmm.
So in the middle rounds, I think I'm just gonna go strong with guard center. I'm just trying to help both of them.
Yeah.
In that sense.
No, but
Yeah,
you have to make sure that the center you get is not also poor free throw shooter.
yeah. But that's hard to find. So that's the problem with the Steph Gobert pairing, right? The hard to find another center that was good in blocks and maybe Miles Turner. That
Yeah.
that that helps you because he has 3 pointers. He has blocks, so that helps. Players like that, will
Yeah.
help. And then you have to watch out for your assists because you said Steph is not that high in assists, so you've got to help him out somehow in the middle rounds also.
All right. Next player is the Jason Tatum. And then again, another guy who's probably going to be easy to pair up with. Uh,
Hmm.
I mean, these are
That
the guys like Tatum, KD, who else? Jokic. These are the guys who are in. If you pick them, you can go lots of ways here.
Yeah, if with Tatum, it's a balanced approach.
Yeah,
Same with KD. He's basically like KD, but not as good. So basically balanced approach also. I like Paul George. We talked about KD, Paul George. I like Tatum, Paul George. I think it's a very good combo. In the same way that Anthony Edwards also will be a good combo for Tatum. I
yeah.
think
And
those are the players.
the only good thing, I'm not sure if it's a good thing, but if you get players that are as balanced as Tatum, KD, you'll probably figure out what direction you're going or headed to, somewhere in the middle, like the third, fourth round, right? Because
Yeah.
really, if you go like Tatum, Anthony Edwards, for example, you couldn't really think of what categories will you be strong in, other than maybe points,
Point
right?
points
Or
and
maybe the
then a free
steals,
throw, steals,
right?
some threes maybe. That's gonna be where your strengths would lie.
Yeah,
And then of course, as you said, whoever you can get later in the middle rounds. If you rather go, do you have guard leaning picks or
yeah.
good leaning picks? Then that's where you decide
That's the probably
how
the
you go.
advantage for you, because if you pick, let's say, Harden, for example, you're closer to that guard route, right? And
Yeah,
if you pick like a Giannis, you're closer to the big man route. That means the next few picks, you probably just strengthen the big man stats of Giannis or of Harden or maybe of Luca. But the balance guys, you have more options later on. You can go the small man or the big guy route. So that's Jason Tatum. Easy to pair. Trey. Now we talk about a small guy. Trey Young is probably the epitome of a small guy. Wherein if you pick Trey, you'll probably go straight to the small guy
I
stats.
have I have Trey Devin Booker, and I love that pairing. I don't know. The free throws, threes, assists, that's solid. If you can get both of them. So that's number one. I have them. I have this pairing. Trey in one of our FPW leagues. Trey Booker, Trey Edwards. I don't like Van Vliet. It's because I think that's too high for Van Vliet. Trey is going 11, 12, 13, right?
Yeah.
So you should look at the 13, 14, 15, 16. So Trey Kyrie for one. I like that. I love that. If you're in a 14 team league, you can get Trey, you can get Kyrie. That's also a good combo. I mean, the same with Booker. Better, even if Kyrie stays sane and healthy. That's even way better than the Booker pairing. But those two,
Trey
Trey Booker,
LeBron.
yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Trey LeBron is okay because Trey helps with 3 pointers also, and LeBron helps with the other stats Trey's weak at. So that's okay. But I still love the Booker and the Kyrie one more. But LeBron is
Now,
okay. LeBron's a
now,
good
should you
third.
go like a Trey Anthony Davis? That's a no-no.
No, I don't like Trey Anthony Davis. Not. I mean,
No, don't
uh,
look at the player. Don't look at Anthony Davis, but the stat set that, let's say, a healthy Anthony Davis, because he's been going second round, right? And uh Trey is actually, the ADP of Trey is actually not 8. It's closer to maybe the 11, 12, 13.
no, I won't say that's a game over kind of a pairing. It's just that it's not the best option for me given the choices. So you can make that work. Trey Anthony Davis, similar to Steph Gobert, you can make that work. That you just have to make good picks after the correct picks after. But I don't like to make it complicated. I think
Yeah.
if you have that out there options already that is available, just go get it. That makes your draft so much easier after.
So pretty much the good pairing for Trey would be someone who can shoot three, can score,
With assists,
with assists,
good free
so,
throws.
and
Yeah.
good free throws. I mean, Lillard could be an option there as well, I
Yeah, if
guess.
he falls, I mean Ray Lillard is okay. Even if Halley is the one who falls, that's even better. Trey Halley is even okay. DeJounte, I won't like because I don't like two Atlanta players right away, right? For
Is
your
that
first
a
two.
bad thing? Like having, because
Uh
there's uncertainty around those two guys. Now,
yeah. I mean, yeah, you can say
to
hedge your bets, but
yeah,
nah, I don't. It's tough. I don't like to do that. Schedule wise, I mean, schedule wise. Remember, these are your two first picks, and then that is tough. If it so happens that week Atlanta's bad schedule, plus the fact that I don't think the Jonte and I mean, it's a good fit, but it's not the perfect fit there. There's other options. If I have really no other options, then I'll go do it. But there are a lot of other better options.
all right. In
So,
the 12 the Lockdown Fantasy Bowl, I had Trey and Carl Anthony Towns.
yeah, that's okay. I like that.
All
I
right.
like that.
So yeah,
I
and
mean, Towns is for a big. Towns is very balanced. Doesn't hurt you in the free throws. Solid player. So
yeah.
yeah, and his assist is improving. Towns assist is also improving.
All right. So now Carl Anthony Towns is number 10 in the ranks. Again, another somewhat easy player to rank here, to pair
AD,
up with.
AD. I mean, that's the easiest pairing to make. If you have
Anthony
got
Davis.
Anthony Davis, I've seen this with so many people. I've seen this with some experts doing it also. I think Cat AD, they're the perfect pairing there. If not,
Yeah.
I would go. I don't see any bigs anymore outside of AD that I can pick that will not be a reach.
Bam.
If not, Bam is a little too early for me at that. If in a 12 team and then you pick Cat 10, that means around 15. Bam is too high for me in that range. So I would go Booker or Paul George there, or a point guard. If a point guard falls like Lillard, like Halley, or even Kyrie, I would go those players instead of reaching for a big like Sabonis or Siakam. That's too early, and Bam's too early also. So I would rather go with my preferred player, which is AD. He's usually the perfect pairing for him, or go with some guards instead.
All right. Rounding up, so that's the top 10. LaMelo and
Yeah,
Halley probably has similar stat set. Both those guys are probably going to be pretty much similar in build. uh, and they're more of they have that James Harden type of feel, right?
Yeah, the big difference with uh Lamelo and Halley and Harden and the other guards like Trey is the points, no?
Yeah,
You have to be very careful pairing Halley with someone who doesn't score as much as well. Remember, Halley's 15, 16 points. Of course, that's not gonna happen this year. I think he's gonna go to 20s. But how high really? We haven't seen him really score very high. Lamelo also. Lamelo's 20.1 a game. If your first pick is 20 points and your second pick, let's say you go 18, 19 points, you're be behind in points. You have to be very careful with that. So I think Halley with Lillard, that's a good combo because Lillard will score, right? That's the perfect combo. Or Halley with, let's say, Paul George or maybe Booker, they're good scorers. Halley with AD, a little worrisome with the points. And Halley's been very efficient. AD's free throws worry me. So really, Halley's strength is really the efficiency, the free throws, and everything. So I would not go AD. I would rather go with the players I said that can score and
yeah.
then you know more
And,
efficient.
and the guys there are of course Booker, um,
PG,
uh, Paul George, Kyrie's
Kyrie,
there in that
Lillard,
range.
yeah,
Dame is there if he gets there. So
or
those are the
LeBron,
guys.
or LeBron. I mean, Lamelo, LeBron. That's fun. That's a fun combo, right? Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
I like that.
I mean, the only advantage I guess of Lamelo and Hadi is that they can also contribute in a bunch of ways, right? Can
Yeah.
you? Is it still okay to maybe think of I'll just punt scoring.
Mm, yes, you can do that, but I wouldn't say you should do. I mean, that's hard. You have Lamelo, and if you start with Lamelo and then someone who's poor in scoring, I think you can still bounce back because Lamelo is 20 points a game. Hali, I think, will reach that also. So you may be behind, but you're not too far behind.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary. Actually, something that you can do it can it can happen is that Lamelo and Hali are the pairing that you get.
That's not
That's
gonna
also
happen
possible.
now. It's not gonna happen now.
Well, might be, might have, depends on
Because
your draft. But
I know Hadi is 12 here, but he has been picked 8, 7. I
mm,
mean, he's not going 12 anymore at this
that's
point.
true. That's true.
And
Yeah,
Lamelo, well, sometimes 12 is the latest he goes, but usually he's within that top 10, 10th, 9th. I think that's where Lamelo usually goes. So I think pairing both of them is probably very improbable at
high
this point.
school. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it might. I mean, there's still a chance. But if not, I think a good alternative would be LeBron here.
Yeah.
Lamelo LeBron, Hali LeBron. I think that's solid. If you don't prefer the risk of Kyrie maybe, or maybe you find Booker a little lacking in some of the defensive stats and everything. LeBron is the other option there aside from Paul George. So Lamelo, Hali, I think you can go with Kyrie, Booker, LeBron. I think these are the guys that you center on, you focus on.
Yeah. If the guys though like Bam are available, is that okay or not okay?
Nah, I won't go Bam with Lamelo and Hali. As I said, scoring is you really put yourself in a bind there when you pick Bam because you will really go for a scorer in your third and fourth, and there are a lot of non high scoring players in the third or fourth that are good values, right?
Yeah.
So I
True.
think, and plus the fact that Bam is too high if you pick Hali and Ball, let's say 12, 13, 11, 12. The next is 16, 15. Too high, I think.
All right. Next, the last few. Well, Lillard is next. Kyrie is here at 13th, but I don't think anyone's picking Kyrie in the first round. Lillard is the guy that's usually being picked in the first round.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think Lillard is the 13th here. Maybe we can talk about who we will pick in the 14th and what we will do if we have the 14th pick. and none of these top 13 fall to you. What will we do? So after Lillard, Lillard first, no? I think Lillard, similar to the guards that we mentioned, very similar to Trey Young, I think. Who you pair with Trey? I said Paul George, I said Booker. I think Lillard will be the same. And in our FBW draft, I got Trey. The guy before me got Lillard. And then the same thing, I got Trey Booker. That was a draft where, we got switched with our position. But Trey Booker, he went Lillard, Paul George. And it's very similar strategy for both of us.
All right. So Lillard is, pretty much close to that, Steph, or close to he's
Trey.
closer to the Steph than Trey build, because the assists aren't as good as Trey's.
Yeah. He's closer there.
Closer to the Steph build. So if you go Lillard, just follow the Steph build. Now the 14th
but
pick,
the assist of Lillard is not
better.
bad.
Is better than Steph. So the assists are better than Steph. The 14th pick, usually it's LeBron, right? Top 14 is that those 13 guys we talked about, and then LeBron.
For majority, but I've seen Devin Booker go 14. I've seen Anthony Davis go in the top 14. So it's a matter of who you really what you want to do. So for you, I don't know, what would your strategy be if the top 13 are gone?
I'd still go LeBron.
Yeah.
I think that's the safest pick. Not really the safest, but I guess safer than maybe AD. I'm not a big fan of Booker in the first round. I just feel like he's not that guy that can carry your team. Plus, it's, again, I like you said, I don't like the hard punt build. I know LeBron's not a good free throw shooter, but at least it's going to be a soft punt rather than a hard punt, right? I mean, he can contribute across the board, and it's easier to build around it.
For me, if I had the 14th pick in the FPW, but I was lucky Trey fell, because if not, I would be, in this dilemma. But if Trey did not fall, Halley's not there, and Lillard is not there, I have already told myself I'm gonna go LeBron, DeJounte. That will be my 14th and 15th pick. That's my strategy if I have that combo. That position.
Which works too.
Yeah. I like that combo. I know DeJounte is 18, but I don't care. I mean, I think if you have 14th pick, the only way you win is your focus. You have to really have focus on 5 to 6 categories that you feel you're strong at. LeBron and DeJounte, I think, are quite similar with their stat set. I mean, the triple doubles and then the defensive stats of steals, right?
Yeah.
So field goal is quite good, and then build around it in the next few rounds.
The only challenge there is that LeBron and DeJounte has always been a question mark in these drafts, and he's been going. The range on where he's going is really there's a wide gap there. Like, he's going early second round to maybe late second round. I saw him go maybe early third already, just because of the uncertainties. Like I said, the second round is one of the toughest rounds, just because of there's so many uncertainties there among the players.
Yeah, but if you have the 14th pick, you're definitely gonna be sure that you will have DeJounte available.
Yeah.
So yeah, you control it. So I think I would suggest that pairing, and that helps in a lot of ways, because for one, you have assists already, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the next round that you have a back-to-back, you can go bigs at that position and then improve the rebounds, the blocks, and everything, and you can really build already your core.
Yeah,
I think there's a focus, there's a direction for your team.
There's assists already. The rebound's not too bad, because both those guys can rebound.
And rebound.
Your scoring might not be as good,
but still not bad, because LeBron is one of the top scorers still.
Yeah.
Right. Your field goal will be okay.
This is good. The free throw would depend on how you pick the next few rounds. But you can also go the punt free throw route if in case
Yeah. Yes.
you because the counting stats are just good.
I think you can punt the free throws, check if you can improve on your 3-pointers because that's another thing that you will be behind. But if not, I find that you're really strong already with the rebounds, assists, blocks, steals. Really strong with those categories. And even turnovers you can fight, field goals you can fight. So I think that's a very strong start to your draft, considering you're picking 14. Considering you're picking 14.
Yeah, so those are the we based it on pretty much what we've seen during drafts, like the top 14 players and where they're going, right? Which draft range, even though if it says here that Trey could be the eighth, he usually doesn't really go eight pick.
That
He's
high.
that
Yeah.
high. I think it's has changed now. I think Halley goes higher than Trey a lot of times now, just because Halley has been really hyped over the past few weeks, and sometimes he's been going above Lamelo, which wasn't the case initially. I mean,
But we
early
were
on it
first.
was
We were first with Halley in the top 10. We said it very early, like July, August, right? That
when
Halley should be in that range.
at least in the first round, at least in the first
Yeah.
round. Because when we saw
Yes.
the rankings, we already felt that who's there, who should be there in the first round. And yeah, again, lots of players who were supposed to be in the first round, but due to the movements that were made, would not get there. I mean, DeJounte's there. I mean, we instead of Halley, we might have been talking about DeJounte right there in the first round if he
Yeah, but
remained the
I still
Spurs.
prefer Halley over him. Even if he stayed in San Antonio, I would have preferred Halley over the Jonte.
This is the Halley fanboy, one of the Halley fanboys as well. No, but yeah, the
I'm
potential is really nice for
yes,
Halley. I mean, potential is really good
but
for.
but but I love the Jonte also. As you can see, I'm higher on him than most people, even in Atlanta. I just feel like he's gonna take a hit, but I don't think he's gonna fall really that far. I don't know. That's just my study, my
Well,
my my
again,
feeling.
everyone has their own take on DeJounte. Like I said, his draft range is really far, not even close, and sometimes early second, sometimes late second, sometimes early third. But he doesn't drop to late third or fourth round. No, that never
No, no.
happens.
I saw that early in the draft season, but lately his ranking has been going higher. ADP is also creeping up. So I think people have adjusted already after the
And
original shock. The first shock of what DeJounte's in Atlanta. Dre's gonna hurt him and everything. After the initial reaction, instant reaction, people have calmed down and started to put him higher, put
and
him above
and
slowly.
once they start playing the preseason, we'll get to know more
We'll get to see. We'll get to
on
see. Yeah.
how the dynamics between the two works. So yeah. Anyway, that's it for this episode. It's a quick one just to give you a rundown of what type of combinations or build you can go for these. I also posted on Twitter some of my observations on which rounds can you target certain positions or certain categories. Like we said, second round is toughest just because lots of question marks there. The third round and through the mid fifth is where usually the centers go, and that's where the assists are a lot as well. Like you've got the Chris Pauls, you've got the Drews there, some of the point guards are there. Once you missed out on those guys, the assist will probably come in the seventh round already or eighth round, where the Jamal Murray's, the Kyle Lowry are there, the Trey Jones. Those are the next level. So I posted that on Twitter just to give you an idea on how some of the snake drafts are going and our own experience as well as we do the fantasy benchwarmers drafts. All right. So we're halfway through the drafts. Tomorrow we'll have a draft. Commish will have a draft tomorrow. We also have a guest. I just have to confirm if there's still a go. But we have guests tomorrow, so yeah, we'll see you on our drafts and in the next episode. Good luck, guys. Bye.